So, Bobby, I know it's a long season, but do you feel that there was some kind of statement to be made after sweeping those Oregon schools?
I mean, it's what we needed to do. It was you have your home games in league. You got to try and take care of business with that, and then see what level of success that you could have on the road. But I think just more importantly, it was just kind of getting back to a standard that we've seen, with this team earlier, and you kind of know the potential's there if you play a certain way. It was just nice to see us defend that way and just be in a tight game where the game was close most of the way, and then we needed to have our surge as we went down the stretch.
Are you extra proud about the circumstances that led to this weekend? I mean, the tough loss at Stanford, the early Sunday morning practice. It looks like everything paid off in the end.
I mean, it's I'm not sure it's that as much as and them not wanting to go back to that Sunday morning, but I think it's more just the film and the understanding the errors and fixing it, and then trying to address it, see it carry over to practice floor. That was you kind of knew that we were going to play well last week because of how we practiced leading in, and that's what it comes down to. And we had another good day today on the floor, so I'm happy about that.
It's coming off a win where your guys just wanted the way that they wanted, and that they got into a groove, and they were excited about it. They were excited about the way they played after the game. What can that do for the confidence of the team, just to show what they can do when they gel like that?
I just think there were multiple contributors, and we're preaching on defense and getting stops. And we talk so much about Oregon's game plan and philosophy of offense and how they're gonna take care of the ball and force you to guard them, and we had to be up for that challenge. So to see that that message was delivered and it was followed through, and then just all the playmaking out there, just the Zylan's baseline move, and Lou's attack at the basket when he scored, and Remy just getting in the paint and finding guys, and his assist totals. So, and then his defense, our defense just got better and better as the game wore down. So there's a lot of things to be encouraged about.
You said you knew you guys were going to do well because of the way that you practiced. What does it say about your team, responding after a loss to Stanford, and just the fact that they were able to gather during practice and say, hey, we're going to turn this thing around?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games that I don't think that, top to bottom, we were real proud about with Stanford, especially with the turnovers and the free throw shooting. So, those things were dramatically improved, especially in the Oregon game. Just the way we made our free throws was another plus. So, just understanding what your flaws are, what your issues are, and then just trying to correct them. And I always felt like this team would be a late developing team and have a chance to keep getting better, and so I'm glad to see that we took another step, because that was probably as good 8 minutes as we played all season, the last 8 minutes of the game.
When you say things late developing teams, that's because there's still a lot of underclassmen that really need to carry this team, is that why?
Yeah, I mean, with last year's group with the guards and the seniors, I kind of had a really good handle, and some of it I'm still learning about them and how to maximize, how to use all these guys, their abilities. And then when you have 5 freshmen and sophomore in the top 7 in the rotation, then you're gonna have some peaks, valleys, and we're seeing growth and development, even with Lou, where he may not have the most dominant offense game, be our leading scorer, but he impacts the defensive end every time, and he's making better decisions, and Tayshaun took a huge step this past week also.
What about UCLA and USC, the challenges they present?
Well, they're very talented, both teams, and both teams have had to go through a lot this year. And UCLA has, again, a lot of talented guys, and they're the best rebounding team in the conference. And so they have athletes and size and mobility, and so we got to make sure we do a good job in the paint, and then USC has dealt with a lot too, with injuries and different things that we've kind of dealt with too, but I'm not sure to the extent that they have. But yeah, 2 teams that are over 500 in the league, both 3-2, and we're 4-2. So a lot's going to be decided in these next 2 games as far as maneuvering in the standings right now.
Bill Walton was talking about during the Oregon game, that during the walkthrough, that took charge at the end of the walkthrough and then kicked the ball up into the bleachers. Was that just something that you did to fire up guys, or is this a new pregame routine? What is that?
I wanted to do that drill and shoot around for the guys, and we have a drill where we do it for like 2 minutes in practice, and it's taking a charge, and then you have to dive on the floor and get the loose ball. I thought we bent over too many times, you know, in the Stanford game instead of getting on the floor, being first to the floor. So it was something that we worked on in practice, and then I wanted to do it and shoot around, and Coach Berno talked me out of doing that, and so I said I'll take one for the team now, and I did it. But yeah, and then I asked Zylan if he needed me to do it again against Oregon, because I did it against Oregon State, and he said yeah, he wanted me to do it, so I did it.
So is this going to go on the road now?
I don't know. I mean, I'll talk to the guys before shoot around on Thursday and see what they want me to do.
How would you?
I'm sorry, is there any update on Mickey? I mean, it's looking like this might be a season thing.
I mean, Mickey is still experiencing some issues with his back, and it's unfortunate. And he's trying. He's working through physical therapy, and he's going to, you know, keep sticking with that. And we'll see where he progresses. But you're right. We're running out of time with that. But we're just hopeful to get him to feeling healthy and just, you know, normal life. So we're working to get to that point. When we get there, then we'll take a look at the basketball part.
What are you hoping to see out of this team as they go on the road in conference play?
Just what I touched on earlier, just to keep getting better. I think there was a good vibe about working at it today and on the practice floor, and good competition. Both teams were attacking each other, and so it was very competitive practice. You just want to see a team that's hungry to want to improve, and I think that, you know, the growth and the potential of the team, I always thought was really high, and you know, I think for big stretches of the Oregon game, we showed what we could do when we're playing the right way and playing together and focusing on our defense, and so we do all those things, then that's all I could ask for this week.
I apologize if I've been asked this, but Tayshaun's technical foul, the passion, I assume you like to see, but did you talk to him about that, about maybe bringing it in a little bit, or is that just something that you have to deal with or live with a player like that?
Yeah, I just think he's making strides like every day, and that one, you know, as it turned out, it ended up helping us in a way, because Coach Berno wanted them to go to the monitor and take a look at another piece to that whole thing, and it ended up where, you know, we actually benefited with some free throws. Now, I wouldn't want him to continue to do that, and we discouraged that. But he's so enthusiastic. He's got so much fire and passion, and such a young guy. So you know, I thought his concentration and practice and focus was you know, his best that he's had since he's been at ASU, and you know, coincidentally, he had 2 of his better games of his career here. So you know, he's been like that again in practice. We just got to stick with that and just keep making progress. Good game. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.